Welcome back to another Dragon Champions video. Today I will tell you how to best spend your resources in the early game so that you are perfectly set up for the late game. As I told you last time, there are 7 factions in this game, and the one you will want to work on first are the Orcs. Let's talk about the leader. You have 2 options for it, either free to play, which is Renta, or pay to win, which is Zera. So the free to play lead, Renta, will give bonus damage to everyone in the team and bonus lifesteal, which is very helpful as long as you do not have protection, and will be especially used for the tower Galactic War, because without some way to heal up you will not be able to get to the last node. Now Zera is the best lead you can have, not only for her lead, which applies a bunch of debuffs when the battle starts, but also because of her kit. She has a nuke single target ability, which also applies ability block, and she has a huge damage AoE which applies healing immunity. So that's why if you get her, it's for the best. And then you have Tromgar. He is a tank, the tank of the team, and the best tank you will have for a very long time. I'm still using it and I'm almost max level. The other ones are not very good, except for Hard Orc, but he's the equivalent of General Grievous in Shogo. You can only farm him once you have a 7-star character by spending shards, so you will not get him in the early game. And then there is Morta, which is a healer, so she can be useful, especially in the early game for the campaign. So you can work on her a little bit. As you can see, I got her to gear level 7, but not higher. So yeah, she's not good in the late game, but in the early game she's pretty useful. And why you would want to work on the Orcs first is because they allow you to unlock your first legendary, Solius. He is the best healer in the game. He has an AoE healing ability, which basically heals from 1% to full health on everyone. And he has this ability, which is a single target heal that applies cheat death. So cheat death is a buff in this game. You do not have the equivalent in Shogo, and what it does basically is instead of dying, you lose this buff. So it's quite useful to avoid losing someone. So now the humans. When you start the game, you will get a pack for Frizzard. It costs only $2, and I advise you to get it because this character will be very useful in the early game, especially for the campaign, but also can be useful in Arena and in the Galactic War. He has 2 AoEs, and yeah, he's one of the best DPS you will get early game. Then there is Snorri. He can be good, he has good synergies with Frizzard, he also has an AoE, so you might want to work on him a little bit, but it's not as important as Frizzard. And finally there is Little Batty. So Little Batty is a tank, a very good tank, but you cannot farm her anywhere. The only way to get her shots are in the events. You will get running events every 3 days, where you will need to either spend XP to level up characters, spend gold, or spend energy, I think. And you get 10 shards at a time, so it's not quick to farm her, but do remember to do the events because she's quite good. And finally, if you are spending money, Cruel can be good. She has this ability, which allows her to create a copy of an enemy. So that's quite useful, especially for the Galactic War, because the enemies, the AI focuses the copy before your team. So that saves you a lot of damage if you can use her in Galactic War. And like every other faction in the game, the humans allow you to unlock, rather the humans are required to unlock a legendary, which is the Orc one. So humans unlock Orc, Orc unlock human, and he is Mordum. But he is a 7-star unlock, unlike Solius was a 5-star unlock, so you will not get Mordum before a while. So the other 5 legendaries, you have 1 Panda, 1 Pride, 1 Goblin, 1 Demon, and 1 Elf. And you need 1 to unlock the next one. Well, they are not required, but they help. So like with the elves, you will get the pandas, and then you need pandas to unlock pride, and then you need pride to unlock demons, and then you need demons to unlock the goblin, and then you need goblins to unlock the elf. Okay, so you see it's a cycle. So now let's see each faction. So the elves, I wouldn't recommend on working on anyone except for Nightingale. So she is a hard node character only, so if you do not spend money you will not get her before a while. But she has very good synergy with Solius. Solius, you remember, the human healer, legendary. Okay, so his basic will call Nightingale to assist every time. So you have added DPS if you can get Nightingale. And then her unique will remove buffs on the enemy team, and more buffs if Solius is here. So it's quite good to get rid of taunts and get back to attacking the damage dealers. And she also has a AoE damage up, which is quite good. So next, the pandas. So you have Ember, the legendary, that you unlock with elves, okay? And I wouldn't recommend working on anyone except for Patriarchy. So again, he's a hard node character only that you will not get if you are free to play, but if you do spend money, you will get a pack for him, and he is pretty good value. Because of his heal, in addition to healing, they also grant a bonus protection, and he has a very strong single target heal, so he's the best leader you can use in Galactic War. Now, next up, we have the Pride. So, Pride characters are late game characters, I would say. They are not used really anywhere besides being used to unlock the Demon Legendary buff. So, don't work on them now, but keep in mind that they are good later on. Renara, in particular, the Legendary, she has a revive ability. You can see her as some kind of an old Daka. She has a revive and a team heal, so getting her at some point will be quite good. She is even used in Arena, so yeah, it's a good character. Then you have the demons. So Buff, he's currently the best leader in the game, but he's about to get nerfed a little bit. He's a 7-star unlock and by far the hardest one to unlock, so you will not get him before you get like to level 80, so don't stress over him yet. And then there is Kiri, the best tank in the game, but you can farm her anywhere right now, so yeah, late game stuff as well. And then there is Shadar, who is a legendary raid reward. He's a pretty good character. He has a 50% turn meter boost to the whole team, so once you get him, gear him up, he's quite good. And then there is Kaira. So you will unlock her when you start the game. I believe there is a pack for her as well, and I would strongly recommend to get it, because in my opinion she is the best character in the game by far, because of her utility and versatility. Her basic applies ability block. Her first special is an AoE that deals a lot of damage and daisies everyone. And her second special, will apply stealth on everyone in your team except for the tanks, that will gain counter attack. Now if you pair this with the tanks that you get early game, the Orc tank, Tromgar, who has a stun on his basic, the combo is deadly. Kaira will use a stealth, everyone in the enemy team will be forced to hit Tromgar, and Tromgar will counter and stun them. So the duo is very, very good. So do farm Kaira and do work on her, gear her up, because she's really, really good. Okay, so that was for the demons. Now you have the goblins. So I know they are good, but as you can see, I haven't worked on them at all yet. I know they are good in raid, but that's about it. So late game stuff, don't work on them yet. Definitely do not work on them when you start the game. You would be shooting yourself in the leg. And I believe I've covered every faction. So that's it for the characters. Now let's talk about the different game modes. So the tower, the Galactic War, you need to have some strategy when you play it or you will not get to the end. even if you play Strogo and you have been simming the Galactic War for a while, you might have forgotten how it works, so let me give you a quick reminder. The turn meter and the ability cooldowns carry on from a fight to the next, so you will want to preload your teams in the first few nodes because they are easy, so that you can then use them later on with more ease. And this is especially true in this game because unlike in Strogo, most abilities are not available right away. In Strogo there's only a few like Nihilus, Annihilate, but in this game it's most abilities. For example, this one, see, 2 out of 3, which means that you will only be able to use it one turn later on. So preloading teams is paramount in the tower to get good results. Then there are the side rooms. They do give bonus rewards, but I wouldn't do them if it means losing characters and not being able to complete the tower. Because you will want to complete as many towers as you can to unlock the auto. Okay, you see for the hard tower you need to complete 150. You need to complete it 150 times. And once you auto it, you will automatically get all the rewards from the bonus nodes. So that's why you need to get to the auto as quick as you can. Then there are the tournaments. So the tournaments do give good rewards, but you need to remember to do battles. So do your battles when you have full tickets, like I am right now. But do not work on characters just so that you can perform better in tournaments. If improving a character will also help you elsewhere, then do it. But if it's only for the tournament, do not do it. Because the rewards will not compensate for the stuff you will spend on gearing characters. They are just a nice bonus if you can get it, but that's it. Then there are the raids. So as a new player, just find a guild that is running heroic, but don't worry about it yet. You will not be good enough for raids before a while. And this game, as it works right now, you can join a heroic guild and pre-register for the raid even if you do not have a 7-star character. So that is pretty good to get legendaries early on, even if you're free to play. So yeah, really do try to find a heroic guild as soon as you can. And finally, the resources. I've mentioned it in the previous video, but I will say it again because it is really important. Do not spend gold and coins unless you really need to do it. There will be events running every now and then, like this one, where you will need to spend these currencies to get bonus rewards. So try to stick to it, to spending it only there, because you will get more rewards than if you spend them elsewhere. And as a general rule of thumb, try to focus on farming shards over farming gear. Now obviously you want to do well in arena because of the rewards, but once your arena team is maxed, don't start gearing everyone up. Instead focus on farming characters because they will help you unlocking legendaries later on. And having shards is always good in case the meta changes and you want to switch teams, because then you only have to spend gear instead of farming shards. And also another reason to farm shards is that an early 7-star unlock will allow you to get to the shard shop. And in the shard shop, you will be able to farm hard orc, a very good character, and also to farm gear, which is again very helpful. So yeah, really do focus on shards over gear in the early game. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope it will help you playing your early game better. And let me know in the comments if you have any question, and see you next time.